Okay, so it's gonna be a sort of reading recommendation. It's only gonna be for one book, so I'm not gonna call it a reading recommendation. But this has gotta be the most blatant ad for other Avengers, Defenders, X-Men, all those Marvel books. Just a huge ad for all these Marvel books that were out at that time, or even before. They literally call back to Avengers issue 1. And you could argue that that's like a celebration of Marvel characters, and yeah, but it's also stupid long. And because it's so long, I forgot a lot of what happened in it already, and I literally just as of this recording, finished reading this book. Like I know how it ended. They got Quicksilver, and Quicksilver was the spoiler, by the way. Quicksilver was the traitor. I almost don't recommend this one. Well, now more the last one was why I almost didn't. I almost stopped reading this, but I'm done with those now. So now it's going to be regular issues, and I'm actually going to mark my place. If I can now. It was a lot. I liked the West Coast one a lot better. Oh yeah, that's right too. I got rid of my place. Too. It was a lot less painful, so to speak, to finish that West Coast Avengers one. And I guess it was because I was used to it, it's 41 pages, and that's a lot for an older book like that. I don't know why it feels so much longer, because I was reading... Because yesterday was kind of a one of those days, because I've read a huge long... It took like 2 to 3 hours to finish that one Avengers issue. That's how long it felt. I also read not Walking Dead. What's it called? I like these covers that they do. They did that for a lot of other. I don't know if it was the same. Like, let's say that came out January 15th, 1986. If I was actually right about that. They all must have all had that same cover, or something like that. But yeah, this is just. I swear to you, for every page, on average, every page, there was 2 to 3. This happened in this issue of Defenders, and this happened in this issue of Avengers. And it's even worse that I thought it'd be better this time rereading it, because I forgot all of what happened in this book. This is an extremely forgettable book too. If it wasn't very obvious the way I was explaining it, but rereading it, I thought that what they were alluding to was just the Avengers books I had read because of Under Siege. But nope. Gotta read Defenders, gotta read this, gotta read that, and it's just like, Jesus, do I have to have read every single Marvel book that was ever published since the Avengers #1 or whatever? Like, it's not how you should do it. I mean, I'd understand if I had to read the West Coast Avengers issues till about this point, but still, they do that for West Coast Avengers too. Like I said, it's pretty much. It seemed like it was every single Marvel book. Yeah, this one, I recommend the Under Siege book. I gave it a second chance. I'm glad I did, because it's good 80s Avengers books. If you like the 80s aesthetic in comic book form, so to speak, it was not in comic book form, the 80s comic book aesthetic for comics, then I highly recommend this. And I got it at my library. I recommend you get it at your library, because even though it's a thick book that's taking me I think over a month to finish, it is $40. And I don't think you guys... I mean, those of you who can afford something that you don't know is good or not, I mean, I'm pissed off. I spent $16.99 on that Snowpiercer book that I found out was not reviewed very highly on Goodreads. So I might be selling that one might be giving that one back to Newbury Comics. So if I had gotten that for $40, I've been super pissed with that one issue that I did like. And there was a few of them too, like that Namor book. That's why I was almost done with it. But then I liked the if it wasn't so damn long, wouldn't have had any second thoughts about returning Under Siege, because that's not just the library, that's interloan library, so I'd have to wait even longer. I mean, yes, you could make the argument, and speaking of one I had to wait a long time for, I finally, after long last, and it's from Rogers Memorial Library, which I don't like because I kind of put that in interloan library. I finally got the second volume of Batman Rebirth. Those of you who are super haters on, and I can understand, on Tom King's run are like, well, was it worth it? And I was like, yes. And I would say yes. I do like this run so far. I'm sure I'll read the wedding issue, like that's about where it got bad, little before that. And I'll hate it, but for now, I like it. Here's coming soon too. The Goon. I know nothing about this book, and I hope it's good. I hope it's as good as Goodreads is saying. That's why I might keep Snowpiercer, is because there are books like Ass City that was a 4.1 on Goodreads. They hated, and yes, you could make the argument that I'd hate Snowpiercer even more than Ass City because it's a lower rated. Fight Club 2 was at a 3.1. Monstrous. The thing about Goodreads is you have to, read the reviews of people, and they said the characters are paper thin and just kind of like one's over sexualized, and I kind of feel like I wouldn't like that, but I wouldn't mind it, The non-selling point, I guess you could say, for me is that they say a book is boring. The opposite of selling point for me for a book. Monstrous. This is by Jory Liu, who wrote those X-23 books that I like, but not the ones before. The ones by the guys who brought you that X-Force book I didn't like at all. Ms. Marvel, Civil War 2. This is an interloan one. The only interloan one. I'm surprised. Watch them be updated today. I just went today, so that'd be even better. I got back into this series. How many of these are there? This is Sandman. I got back into it, and hopefully it's better than that Fables one that was atrocious, in my opinion. But it's really just because of, I almost just hit that. It was really just because of the fact that, I don't like Fables type stuff. 41 to 49, so it's 8 issues, so I have to read it. Because I read 2 on the last day, so I have to get on that today. I decided to keep Iron Fist, because I'm almost done with these two, finally. This weird one, it's like one of those Holocaust books, and if it's anything like Mouse, I'm in for a treat. Where's my puppy? Walking Dead, one more of these, and I'm done with the library's copy, even though they say I have 16 of them. And they said they have 13 of 16 in stock, meaning obviously they're missing 3. But that's been a long time coming, so I don't know. And this isn't technically another Batman book. This is, spoilers, Batman dies in Final Crisis, just to be brought back. And this is Dick Grayson, I believe, as Batman, and Damian as Robin. And I like this. I liked the, I read this before, and I was like, yeah, it's not bad. I want to reread it, and hopefully it'll be like the next Thor Volume 1 by JMS, where I'm like, wow, or Batgirl Volume 1 even better. Where I'm like, wow, that was a surprise. So that was all of them that are coming soon. I don't know when the hell these are going to come out, because this is like 10 books. It's a pretty big stack. I'm hoping next week at this time, or on Thursday, I'll give you guys a full review. It's Joe Kubert, that's the one who wrote the Holocaust one. I don't know if that's going to be chapter by chapter. Kind of hope it will be, because I like reading those comics. Like, I read 1 chapter a day, or 2 if I need to. I could go by page. And I also like to write it down because that's how I've kept track of it, because I don't remember sometimes. I have a terrible memory of each comic issue I've read. And my all-time high is 14. I think it's now, it's like 15. It's one more. So, that's my high score. And then you'll get a Fight Club 2 review. Maybe Snowpiercer, although I'll probably just return that. I was so happy, too. It was $20, less than $20. But list price was $20 for a DC Black Label oversized, width, not length, not height. Like, it's like, this is width, like this to that. This right here is length. So width, it was bigger. It was like the DC, that's what it's called, Prestige hardcover. That was, what would have been $20, $20, would have been $30 from DC, was $20 from that distributor. And it was based on a movie I wanted to see. They said the movie is good though, but I guess the comic isn't as good as the movie. And it's very rare. That's why I got it, because I didn't think I had to look up. Didn't think I had to look up every fucking book I got from Goodreads before I bought the fucking book. I do that for library books because I'm not sure about them. I've never heard of fucking Goon or Monstrous, but because of Witches and Sweet Tooth, I was like, let's give these books a chance. And I hopefully it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Hopefully they're good. It was a good idea. It was a good idea to get them, but I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna end this. I got a lot to do. And not just reading. Gotta take my dog out because she's crazy, and I'm gonna brush my dog even though she's not shedding anymore. But that's my day for you. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video.